point, the plot just kind of stops moving forward altogether. As soon as everybody in the allied shinobi forces starts fighting Kabuto's reanimated ninja, interesting plot development cease altogether. It's just fight after fight after fight. And the second problem is that pretty much all of these fights are boring. What you're left with is a long stretch of dead time. With no plot hooks and a bunch of lame fights, there's nothing here to keep the audience captivated. Now let me speak a bit in the arc's defense, because I don't think it's all bad. The beginning is pretty engaging, especially if it's your first time watching the arc. Even though it wasn't executed well, the setup to this arc is great. A battle between an undead army of the strongest ninja in history and the rest of the world sounds badass. Like, really badass. And speaking at least from my experience, it was hard not to get excited about seeing characters like Zabuza, Haku, Asuma, and various members of the Akatsuki again. The tumultuous alliance between Obito and Kabuto is also pretty interesting too. Plus, there's a lot of intrigue in Sasuke getting the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and Naruto training to eventually master the Nine Tails. The flashback with Minato and all of the insight into the Nine Tails attack that it provides is also some of the best stuff in the series. So the beginning of the arc definitely gets a pass from me. Things only get bad when the actual war starts, but pretty much as soon as Naruto and B step in, things start to pick up a little bit, and by the end, when the arc reaches its climax and the five Kage are fighting Madara, Naruto and B are fighting Obito, and Sasuke and Itachi are fighting Kabuto, it's not like exceptional, but it's all really good. It also gets bonus points for featuring Madara versus the 4th Division. Like I said in my fight ranking video, this is the best villain introduction in the series, hands down. Easily. Number 11, Kazekage Rescue. This arc has a strong start, and has a lot going for it in general, honestly. It introduces some new characters, does good work developing existing characters, and does plenty of world building as well. Naruto's determination to save Gaara does a lot to make him more layered and likable, and Sakura finally gets to play a vital role as one of the main heroes of the story. Pretty much impossible to see his conversation with Kankuro and his fight with Deidara and not come away with a positive opinion of him, so making him the focus of the arc was a good idea. Rescuing Gaara is a compelling objective for the main characters. This is also the first arc that shows off a village from one of the other 4 or 5 great nations, and it gives a name to the tailed beasts and their Jinchuriki. By extension, it also expands on the goal of the Akatsuki a little bit more. There's definitely a lot of stuff here that's either narratively important, super compelling, or both. It's definitely not a bad arc, but there's a sizable portion of it that I don't like. Pretty much as soon as Team Kakashi and Team Guy start fighting against the Akatsuki, something about the arc just seems off. First of all, Itachi and Kisame do not need to be here. I find it very jarring that they show up, actually. Especially because the main characters don't even fight the real ones, they're just clones. Now, I know that you couldn't just put these versions of Team Kakashi and Team Guy against the real Itachi and Kisame. They'd just die. But, like, you know, just don't have them show up at all. On that note, from this point on, the fights, with one exception, aren't very good. Sakura and Chio's fight against Sasori is awesome, but pretty much everything else is either fine or just straight up bad. As a result, the climax is pretty underwhelming. The final fight against Deidara is like, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not of the same pedigree as all of the other big arc finales in Naruto. Kakashi using Kamui is pretty cool though. Number 10, final arc. I had a bit of trouble deciding whether I wanted to put this above or below the Kazekage Rescue arc, but I think this is the spot I'm most comfortable with. The final 10 or so chapters with all the Naruto and Sasuke stuff did a lot to push it over the edge, but I also think that the Kaguya fight, while it's not spectacular or anything, is fine. The arc is a lot more consistent than the last two. There aren't any sections that I find particularly boring, and there aren't any weird shifts in pacing or anything like that either. I know a lot of people really hate Kaguya, and while I think that she's a pretty big step down from Madara and Obito, like a really big step down, I also think that she's like a fine villain. The berserk all-powerful force of nature thing is something I'm a fan of, and this, coupled with how visually interesting her abilities are, makes her very fun to watch. The quiet insanity thing she's got going on is pretty eerie too. Throughout most of the fight, she has a pretty calm look on her face, but Kishimoto does a good job conveying that beneath it, she's totally gone. I'll address another elephant in the room with Kakashi Susanoo. A lot of people think that this was like the stupidest thing ever, and it's not extremely stupid, but it's also really, really, really cool. Like, yeah, it's the biggest, stinkiest pile of horse shit in the whole series. It doesn't make any sense at all. But I think that Kishimoto, like, he had to have known that he was just destroying all of his readers' suspension of disbelief to do this. I think that he knew that that was going to happen and that it was worth it. There's enough of an attempt at an explanation here that because of how sick Kakashi using both versions of Kamui and the perfect Susanoo turned out to be, I think I can give it a pass. If it doesn't work for you, sure, I don't think that this alone is enough to move the arc below the Kazekage rescue arc, especially considering, like I said earlier, all the stuff with Naruto and Sasuke at the end is spectacular. Sasuke's heel turn is awesome, the fight is great, especially in the anime, and Naruto finally getting through to him at the end is cathartic, beyond belief. I went into this fight hating Sasuke and came out the other side thinking he was one of my favorite characters. Like, even in retrospect, everything that he'd done throughout the whole series just clicked for me. The main issue I have with this arc is Zetsu. He's not likable, and I think that that's on purpose, but I think that it does actually detract from the arc a little bit. That retcon especially sucks. Now, my feelings on it have mellowed out a bit since I first read the chapter where it happened, but I still don't like it very much. Some people have gone so far as to say that it ruins the entire series. I think that's going way too far, but I definitely don't like it. Number 9, Reunion. Like the last one, this arc doesn't have any bad parts pacing-wise, but it also doesn't have any sticking points for me like Zetsu. I know a lot of people really hate Sai, and like with Kaguya, I'm not here to be the Sai defense force, but I don't think he's that bad. He's not my favorite, and I'd also personally prefer if Kakashi was here in Yamato's place, but I actually like Yamato quite a bit, and I think all the stuff with Danzo, Yamato, Sai, the Foundation, and all that is really interesting. Sasuke being a focal point also does a lot to make the arc more engaging, since the guy is shrouded in mystery from the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc all the way up until the climax of this one. The last arc also leads directly into this one, with the Sasori, Kabuto, Orochimaru, Tenchi bridge setup. It always feels like the arc's going somewhere, and that it's going somewhere interesting, and typically the payoffs to these setups aren't disappointing either. The confrontation at Tenchi Bridge is awesome. Naruto's fight with Orochimaru is one of the better fights in Naruto. Speaking of, while I thought that Itachi and Kisame didn't really belong in the arc that takes place right before this one, I think that Orochimaru and Kabuto's return feels welcome. It makes sense for them to be here since Sasuke is living with them after all. They're both great villains, just like always, and so I think that it's really saying something that I feel like Sasuke steals the show from them at the end of the arc. Everybody's reunion with Sasuke is some choice stuff. The fight is great, all of the character interactions are great, and the way that the scene is directed is brilliant. The arc is definitely slower than plenty of other Naruto arcs, but I don't think it ever screeches to a halt. The peaks aren't as high as in any of the arcs that I have above this one, but I think that it's just consistently good the whole time. Number 8, Ten Tails. It's really close between this arc and the next one, out of which one I think is better. It's very hard for me to decide, but I think that this is the order I want to go with. I might change my mind next week, who knows. But for now, I think I'm locking in the Ten Tails arc at number 8. So first off, especially considering the arc we're talking about, let me make one thing clear. Even though we're still pretty low on the list, I think that this arc is great. In fact, I think that the arcs got spectacular as early as 9th place. The reason I felt I should clarify that is because this is basically the 4th Great Ninja War Part 2. And a lot of people feel close to the same way about this arc as they do about the first chunk of the 4th Great Ninja War. I am not one of those people. I think this arc is a blast from start to finish, and I have more problems with it than I do with the Reunion arc, but I also think that the highs here are way higher. In fact, many things that people consider some of the series' peaks are spread throughout this arc. You've got Obito versus the Blood Mist, Kakashi versus Obito, Guy versus Madara, just to name a few. Madara and Obito as a pair are phenomenal villains, and one of my favorite things about their dynamic is that they're not really even on the same side. They both spend the arc fighting against the entire world and fighting against each other to become the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails at the same time. I also think that every single one of the Hokage is characterized well, and watching any of them fight is tons of fun, especially when they're fighting together, either all at the same time or in specific combinations, like Minato and Tobirama, for example. Watching Naruto adapt to the situation and get massively stronger as he gets more and more in sync with Kurama and eventually stacks Sage Mode on top of his Nine Tails chakra is super fun. Like, everything about this arc is just fun. It is just a fun time. There's a lot of stuff in it that's weird and that some people feel doesn't make sense, and it kind of makes sense, but I don't care. None of it's particularly egregious, and like I've been saying, this part of the series is just so much fun to read or to watch that it's hard for me to feel like the positives here don't outweigh the negatives. Number 7, Immortal Duo. So this is basically like the same type of vibe as the Reunion arc. It is very consistently good and doesn't really have any low points or sections that drag, but I think that the high points here are quite a bit higher than they are in that arc. First of all, pretty much everyone will tell you that it was a good idea to give Shikamaru a vital role in the story. The scene where he buries Hidan is one of the best and most iconic moments in the series. The Rasen Shuriken is cool, and the training Naruto goes through to learn how to do it is engaging. I think that Naruto typically has really good training arcs, and this one is no exception. Both fights against Hidan and Kakazu are awesome, and very engaging too. Asuma's death is super sad, and also raises the potential stakes for the rest of the arc by introducing the possibility that one of the other main characters, like Kakashi or any of the other members of Asuma's team, could end up being killed by Hidan or Kakazu. Shikamaru's one-on-one standoff against Hidan is really, really intense and super scary. I don't have a ton to say about this arc, it's just solid. Number 6, Land of Waves. This is the part of the video where I think I'm going to start to get in trouble because pretty much all of the arcs we have left are popular choices for a typical person's favorite arc in Naruto. I see people say any of these 6 arcs is their favorite arc all the time, and I have to rank them all from worst to best. So inevitably, I have to run into a situation like the one I'm in right now, where I say that a good portion of the fan base's favorite arc is actually only the 6th best arc in Naruto. Like, I'm sorry, if I could put it higher, I would, but just logically, I can't. One of the arcs has to be 6th place, and it's this one. Let me say right from the outset of my analysis that I totally get why this would be somebody's favorite arc in the series. It's a really, really, really good part of Naruto. If you think the Land of Waves is the peak of the series, that's totally fine. I get it. Same goes for everything I have above it. I just like these next 5 arcs more. But yeah, like I said, I want to stress, this arc is spectacular. Zabuza and Haku are awesome first villains. All of the main characters are introduced super well. The first chapter with Naruto, Iruka, and Mizuki is spectacular. Team 7's respective character introductions, the belt test, the fight with the Demon Brothers, Team 7's first fight with Zabuza, the fight on the bridge, everything, start to finish in this arc, is wild. The stuff with Inari and his dad is like, I don't want to say it's bad, because it's definitely not, but it's like a little much sometimes. It doesn't need to be in the arc as much as it is, but that's only if I have to name a negative about the Land of Waves, that's the only one I can think of, really. This is just such a good first arc for the series. It excels at introducing all of the characters that it needs to introduces pretty much every fundamental core aspect of the world that you need to progress with the story, sets the tone for the rest of the series really well, and features some phenomenal fights. I've talked about this many times before, but I think that Kishimoto really shows his skill as a writer in the first fight between Team 7 and Zabuza. Throwing Naruto and Sasuke up against somebody that powerful, it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to have them fight him straight up, because obviously they're just going to lose. But he gives Zabuza a very interesting handicap through the water prison jutsu, because while maintaining that jutsu, Zabuza can't move. He has to keep his hand in the water prison. So all Naruto and Sasuke have to do is force him to move. And he's so much stronger than them that that's actually a pretty difficult task. But the two of them are clever enough that they're able to think of a really cool plan, like a genuinely sick plan, where they trick Zabuza into thinking that they're throwing a shuriken that's just a diversion for a second shuriken that's the actual shuriken, but that shuriken is not the actual shuriken, and they just wanted Zabuza to think it was the actual shuriken. Because while it is functionally a shuriken, it's not a shuriken, it's Naruto, and Naruto transforms back from the shuriken into himself and throws a kunai, which forces Zabuza to remove his hand. Like, it is genius. It's so cool. Like, if I didn't know any better and someone showed me the opening chapters of Naruto, my gut reaction would be, well, okay, so they're going on this mission, right? But they have this super strong, like, mega badass Kakashi with them. Like, what are Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura supposed to do? Kakashi is way more competent than them. Anything that could possibly threaten them is something that Kakashi would just be able to sneeze away. And anything that could threaten Kakashi is something that they would have no business helping him with, right? And Kishimoto, he just swiped that problem away. Made it a complete non-issue in the arc. The power disparity between the Jonin and the Genin here also makes the battle on the bridge way more intense. Like, things get really dire, super bleak. Is Tazuna gonna die? Who knows? Is Sasuke gonna die? Who knows? Naruto, he's probably not gonna die. But for pretty much everyone else on the bridge, their fate is totally up in the air. Also, in a lot of series, the humanity given to and eventual redemption, I guess, of Zabuza might feel really corny and cheesy and not necessary. It might detract from the series, actually. But here, it's like, it just works. It works really well. Zabuza, this emotionless sellsword bounty hunter, villain, antagonist, who you're not even supposed to empathize with at all, has an emotionally resonant character arc. Like I said, there are many times throughout this arc that Kishimoto is able to show off how talented he is as a writer. Number 5, Chunin exams. I'm gonna get executed for this, I know, but look, I like the Chunin exams, okay? Number 5 is not low when we're talking about Naruto arcs. So let's start with why I think it's better than the Land of Waves. So first off, in the Forest of Death portion, I think the tension is just as high as, and typically exceeds the tension present in the Land of Waves on the bridge. There are many situations where it seems like one or more main characters is about to die. Also, now, instead of there just being 2 very scary antagonists, there are like a billion. You got Orochimaru, all of Orochimaru's goons, Gaara, and pretty much anybody with an unusual or creepy character design. This is also the arc that introduces Orochimaru, one of the longest lasting and most impactful villains in the whole series. Here he gives the curse mark to Sasuke and sets up one of the most important plot points for the rest of the series, that being Sasuke's defection from the Leaf. And also, we get a really cool moment out of it when Sasuke awakens the curse mark and breaks Saku's arms. The stakes past the Forest of Death aren't necessarily life or death, like people can still die in the Chunin exams, but it's less about that and more about whether or not the main characters are going to become Chunin. This makes the arc really engaging, especially if you're invested in any of the characters taking part in the tournament, which if you've made it this deep into the series, you probably are. It also keeps the adrenaline pumping with fight after fight after fight after fight, and I'm going to say something might be a bit controversial, but it's definitely not incorrect. Most of these fights, or at least a lot of these fights, aren't actually that good, at least not compared to other Naruto fights. But every single one of them at least makes for a good scene, I think. Aside from, the fight's a little weak, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is. Gaara versus Lee kind of speaks for itself. The finals have some great highlights with Sasuke versus Gaara and Shikamaru versus Temari. Orochimaru's fight against Hiruzen during the Konoha Crush section and Naruto's fight against Gaara are both spectacular. This arc also introduces an impressive number of new characters, many of whom end up becoming mainstays. Guy and his team, Kurenai and her team, Asuma and his team. I mean, like, technically some of these characters debuted in chapter 1 in the academy, I guess, but that doesn't really count, right? I'm pretty sure. So don't be that guy in the comments like, well, technically Shikamaru, you're not. He was actually in chapter 1 Shuenkage. Like, don't. Please don't. But yeah, all the Sand siblings show up for the first time here too. Jiraiya makes his first appearance in the Chunin exams. Like I mentioned earlier, Orochimaru and Kabuto make their first appearance in the Chunin exams. And then there are some characters who I think should have been more important than they ended up being, like Anko. She's really cool, but doesn't really do anything after this arc. Everybody likes the Chunin exams, and for good reason. Like I said with the Land of Waves arc, if this is your favorite arc, I get it. It's just not mine. Number 4, Search for Tsunade. This is probably going to be the one that gets me in the most trouble. And before anybody says that I've lost my mind, no, it's not because people are going to think I have this too low. I think a lot of you are going to yell at me for having this too high. Specifically over the Land of Waves and the Chunin exams. But yes, I actually think this arc is that good, and I think that it's also probably the most underrated arc in the whole series. So first of all, this arc introduces Itachi and Kisame in a scene that I think is brilliant. Just like Madara, Itachi spent a majority of the series before he was introduced being built up as a major threat, and in his introduction scene, he doesn't disappoint. Not only does he live up to the hype, he surpasses it. I think that one of the reasons Itachi's so beloved is because of how cool he is in this scene. I mean, obviously, the whole plot twist, which I'll get into later in the video, has a lot more to do with it than that, but Itachi simply wouldn't be what he is without a debut scene this cool. Anyway, the arc also introduces the Mangekyo Sharingan and both of Itachi's unique abilities, Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu, and it also has hands down the coolest use of Tsukuyomi in the series. Another thing this arc introduces by introducing Itachi and Kisame is the Akatsuki and the threat they pose to Naruto. We also get the great scene of Sasuke's first fight with Itachi, and then the fight that happens immediately after between Jiraiya, Itachi, and Kisame. Speaking of Jiraiya, this arc also does the majority of the series work developing Naruto and Jiraiya's relationship. After this, the amount of on-screen interactions between them is very limited. It's pretty much entirely thanks to this arc that Jiraiya's death in Shippuden is so effective. This arc also does a lot to establish the existing relationship between Itachi and Sasuke. Next, this is also obviously where the series introduces Tsunade, and I think I like Tsunade more than most people do, so maybe this doesn't mean as much to you as it does to me, but I think that this arc is where she's at her most interesting. She's a really good foil to Naruto here. She's basically his exact opposite. With Naruto, you have this idealistic young boy who really wants to become Hokage, but isn't even close to being qualified for it. Then with Tsunade, you have this jaded, cynical old lady who's being offered the position of Hokage, but doesn't want anything to do with it. One thing that they have in common that makes watching both of them interact so entertaining is that they're both loudmouths. They are still a little different in this respect though. Like, Naruto just doesn't have any tact whatsoever when it comes to navigating social situations, whereas Tsunade clearly knows better but just doesn't give a shit. The character arc that she goes through here, and eventually concludes with her accepting her role as the 5th Hokage, is great. She's got a very compelling dilemma presented to her by Orochimaru too, one that's easy to empathize with. Plus, she's just funny, and it's really fun to watch her fight. This arc also introduces the Rasengan, Naruto's trademark jutsu, basically Naruto's equivalent of the Kamehameha for the rest of the series. The Rasengan training, just because of how creative it is on Kishimoto's part, is competing for my favorite bit of on-screen training in the series. And I've talked about this plenty of times before, but the moment where Naruto finally manages to pull it off in the middle of the fight against Orochimaru and Kabuto is awesome. It's a series highlight for me, definitely one of Naruto's top 5 character moments. As Tsunade points out herself, the way he pulls it off is pretty clever too, making shadow clones so that they can use their hands to keep the chakra contained in the shape of a ball is like, it shows a very rare level of meta-awareness about the way his own power system works from Kishimoto. I get why Kishimoto decided to nerf Jiraiya and Tsunade. It would have been cooler if we'd gotten to see all 3 of them fight at 100%, but I can't really see a way around this problem, so I can ignore it. Number 3, 5 Kage Summit. Now that I think about it, maybe this is also a hot take. Does anybody else have the 5 Kage Summit this high? I feel like I might have to defend myself here as much as I did with number 4, but I don't have as much to say about this arc. Like, the number 1 main reason, I'm just gonna be honest, is because I like Sasuke. His fights against the Raikage and Danzo, respectively, are 2 of my favorite fights in the whole series, and I also like all of the interactions he has with the other 3 Kage. Speaking of the 5 Kage, it was very nice to finally meet the rest of them after spending most of the series knowing just 2. This was a really interesting direction to take the story in after Naruto beat Pain, because what I was thinking was gonna happen was Naruto was just gonna train some more and then move on to fight this Toby guy. I was definitely not expecting one of the main characters to basically declare war on the entire world by starting a fight with the 5 Kage. This is one of the most intense arcs in the series, partly because it doesn't really follow the same narrative structure as all the arcs that come before it. Like, I don't even know who the main villain is. Like, yeah, there's Danzo, but like, he's actually on the side of like the good guys, technically. The real villain here is Obito, and Sasuke is aligned with him. Like, Obito's on the same side as the final boss from the last arc. It's cool, right? Like, for Naruto, this is a formula break. It's not like a revolutionary storytelling technique on Kishimoto's part to do something like this, obviously. There's plenty of media out there that's done things that are way weirder than this. But for something like Naruto, like I said, this is just cool. The only thing that sucks is the lame, shitty Fu-Ao subplot. Like, when I tell you I don't care about this at all, the words are not strong enough to convey my actual feelings. This is so boring, and it doesn't belong here. And the arc would be better off without it. Now, I did like the Kisame B subplot. That was pretty good, and the fight was pretty good too. I guess it also could have done without Sakura's fake love confession to Naruto. That did not help how people felt about an already divisive character, but aside from those 2 things, the arc is great. Spectacular fights, really good character moments, especially all the stuff at the end with Kakashi and Sasuke and then Naruto and Sasuke, plus the setup to what seemed like it was going to be a promising war arc, all the world building we get by getting introduced to all these people from different villages, the immense progression through Sasuke's character arc, it's all spectacular. A nearly perfect arc with just a couple of blemishes. Oh, also, before I move on, aside from all the meathead shonen action stuff, I think that the diplomacy section, like with all of the 5 Kage and their aides talking with one another about what they're gonna do about the Akatsuki, is awesome. There are some great character interactions here, and that's impressive because this is the first scene that some of them appear in. I guess Kishimoto just does a really good job characterizing them, but now that I think about it, pretty much everyone is characterized either well or perfectly in this arc. This is in contention for Sasuke's finest hour as a character. Many of his best moments are here in this arc. There are a lot to pick from, but one non-fight scene that stands out to me, specifically in the anime, is the one where he appears on the ceiling of the conference room and his theme song starts playing, then Mifune jumps at him and he blocks Mifune's sword with his own sword. Give me some more of that, please. In conclusion, a nearly perfect arc with just a couple of blemishes. Number 2, Prophecy and Vengeance. Most people split this arc into multiple smaller arcs, like not just 2, more than that, typically 3, sometimes even 4 or 5. Personally, I've always felt like this was one complete story arc, which sets up Itachi as Sasuke's mid-series boss and Pain as Naruto's. While the manga splits this up into Itachi Pursuit, Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant, fated battle between brothers, and Pain's Assault, the anime only makes the distinction between 2 arcs, Prophecy and Vengeance and Pain's Assault. I felt like why not just combine them, because I don't really agree with the point at which these arcs separate into 2 different arcs, and they would have ended up right next to each other on the list anyway. Now, I don't really think I need to explain why this is as high as it is. I think a lot more people are going to argue with me about how I'm defining this arc than where I'm placing it. It's really, really good. It's easily the best arc in Shippuden, and it's putting up a fight for first place in the whole series. When I did that fights ranking video, I'm pretty sure that this arc ended up with 4 of the top 10 fights in the whole series. Like, this catalog is outrageous. We got Sasuke versus Deidara, Jiraiya versus Pain, Naruto versus Pain, Sasuke versus Itachi, and Sasuke and the rest of Taka versus Killer Bee. Fights aside, the key plot points in this arc are among some of the most engaging in the whole series, and the character work here is brilliant. On the Sasuke side of things, not only does he stop Orochimaru from stealing his body, but he also finally gets his showdown with Itachi. On the Naruto side of things, all of this stuff pretty much speaks for itself. Everything with Naruto himself, Jiraiya, and Pain is fantastic. Jiraiya's death accomplishes exactly what it's supposed to. It elicits an emotional reaction from the audience and motivates Naruto to get strong enough to beat Pain. Pain himself is a fantastic foil for Naruto. Pretty much everything he says, in addition to contributing a little world building, fundamentally challenges Naruto's ideal outlook on the world and how it should function. Pain's also a fan-favorite villain for a reason. Pretty much everything about him is perfect, from his character design to his abilities, which are all clever references to Eastern mythology concepts like Samsara and the 6 realms of reincarnation, to his philosophy, to pretty much every piece of dialogue he has. I think Pain is the most otherworldly a Naruto villain has ever felt at the time of their introduction, even more than the literal aliens that come after him. It's not hard to argue that this is where Naruto himself peaked either. The way he processes Jiraiya's death is extremely human and three-dimensional, like when he blows up on Tsunade and she just lets it slide. That's a good character moment for both of them, actually. And the way he tries his absolute hardest to forgive Pain, but just can't find it in himself to do it. Of course, this is all small beans before the big moment, which is his actual entrance before he fights Pain. There are too many things that I like about this arc to list. If I go over all of them, we'll be here all day. Like, I haven't even talked about the huge plot twist involving Itachi, or Hinata finally confessing her love to Naruto, and these are pretty major things, too. Like I said at the start of this section, I don't really think anybody's going to complain that I have this too high. If anything, people are probably going to be upset that I had it at number 2, not at number 1, because I think that the Pain arc is the most popular choice for the best arc in Naruto. And while I totally understand for all the reasons I've already provided, I don't think it's quite as good as number 1. Number 1, Sasuke Retrieval. So if I were to rank the arcs based solely on the quality of the fights in them, obviously the last arc would be ahead of this one. This would not be number 1. But, well, first off, this arc does have what I consider to be the best fight in the series, Naruto and Sasuke's first fight in the Final Valley. And second, I think all of the other pieces of the arc are generally consistently better than pretty much everything in any of the other arcs. This is a really good payoff to all of the Sasuke stuff set up earlier in Part 1. Every single arc before this one does something to help establish its foundation. The Chunin exams and search for Tsunade specifically plant a lot of the seeds that we see start to sprout in this arc, though. It's very easy to see how everything that happens to him before and at the very start of this arc leads Sasuke to his breaking point. Seeing how strong Orochimaru is in person, getting a curse mark from him, and feeling its effects firsthand, only to pretty much immediately afterwards see the effects of Naruto training with a different member of the Sannin, then having this followed with his meeting with Itachi, where Itachi basically says Naruto is more interesting, more special, more extraordinary than Sasuke, then having this almost immediately, at least from Sasuke's perspective, followed by him fighting Naruto and nearly getting killed by the Rasengan, then having that followed by him getting jumped by a bunch of Orochimaru's goons and them showing off to him that they're all more powerful than him because they all have more developed curse marks than he does.
Your presence here deprives me of both. What do you want?
Al-Muallim has asked.
Ask that you perform some menial task in an effort to redeem yourself. So be out with it.
Tell me what you can about the one they call Talal.
It is your duty to locate and assassinate the man, Altair, not mine.
You'd do well to assist me. His death benefits the entire land.
Do you deny his death benefits you as well?
Such things do not concern you.
Your actions very much concern me.
Then don't help me. I'll find him myself.
Wait. It won't do having you stumble about the city like a blind man. Better you know where to begin your search.
I'm listening.
I can think of 3 places. South of here in the markets that line the border between the Muslim and Jewish districts. To the north near the mosque of this district, and east in front of St. Anne's Church, close to the Babariha Gate.
Is that everything?
It's enough to get you started, and more than you deserve.
It all makes sense. Like, you can clearly follow his train of thought if you pay attention to what's been happening to Sasuke up until this point. This is also arguably where we see many of the characters involved in this arc at their best. Choji, Kiba, and probably Neji too never get to be as cool again as they are in their fights against their respective members of the Sound Four. This is also probably the last time Kakuro ever gets to do anything truly cool, and speaking of the Sand Village, the reveal that they're on good terms with the Hidden Leaf Village is a welcome one. The stakes and tension are also arguably higher in this arc than they've ever been in the whole series, not just because of the consequences for failing this mission, but also because everyone taking part in the mission has to fight their own one-on-one death match against one of Orochimaru's henchmen. Granted, Shikamaru, Kiba, and Lee all get saved at the last minute, but I thought for sure that Choji and Neji were done for. Also, the fact that Naruto lost his fight against Sasuke, maybe this was because when I watched this arc for the first time, I was just a kid, but it genuinely caught me by surprise and elicited a powerful emotional reaction from me, right? There was a pit, like a hole in my stomach after I saw Sasuke walk away. It also completely changed the direction of the rest of the series. Shippuden is defined by the fact that Naruto lost his fight against Sasuke. I can definitely see arguments for moving some of the arcs I have below this one above it, but to me, this is the definitive Naruto arc. I'm curious though, because I know many of you are going to have vastly different opinions from mine. How would your list look? If you want, you can use the official arc designations, like Fated Battle Between Brothers and stuff, or you can order the arcs based on the way that I've defined them. Up to you. However you choose to do it, just let me know. I want to know what parts of the series really appealed to you and what parts of the series didn't really work for you. While you're at it, have a fantastic day, and as always, thanks for watching. Take care.
Is there a reason for this nonsense?
Please, you must help me. I'll pay you anything you ask, anything.
It's not so simple, my friend.
But it is. I know all his tricks. He's a coward, not a fighter. He'll run at the first sign of trouble. Take this map. It'll show you where he likes to hide.
You don't understand.
Oh, I understand. You are afraid. You call yourself a warrior, but a single slave trader fills you with fear.
Fear? Nothing of the sort.
Then what?
It would be bad business on my part, seeing as I already work for him.
You?
So, now you understand? Go. Leave now and I'll forget we had this conversation.
I've done nothing wrong. Why are you doing this?
Your life ends now.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Is that the last of them? I hope so. Still, best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness, young man. Be assured, I won't forget it.
Who's responsible for this?
Have a look! What tragedies tomorrow may bring. Defend against an uncertain future. Protect the ones you love. Work hard, and you will be rewarded. Talal provides. Who knows what the future holds? What tragedies tomorrow may bring. Defend against an uncertain future. Protect the ones you love. Work hard, and you will be rewarded. Talal provides.
Oh, you foul little wretch! How simple.
This won't be too difficult. May God have mercy on your soul.
I have nothing to say to you.
Speak to me or speak to God. It's your choice.
You won't stop the work he does. Cannot stop it.
Stop what? What work?
He prepares them for the journey.
Journey where?
They are held in his warehouse. And when the time comes, they are sent to Akka.
Where's this warehouse? And why Akka?
Talal tells me what I need to know. Nothing more. It is safer that way.
For him, perhaps. Though not, I fear, for you.
God favors me. I'll get you!
Is that the last of them? I hope so. Still, best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness, young man. Be assured, I won't forget it.
What happened to this poor soul?
Please, sir,
Which is why you...
I am at your service.
Tired of never finding anything.
If you're tired of shoddy goods, then come see me.
Is this the great Altair before me? What an honor. You must be here for a very important mission. Maybe I could help you. I have been eavesdropping, and I have learned much. However, I have erred. I had some Masyaf flags to deliver to the Bureau leader, but I lost them when attacked by thugs. Could you find them for me? I must be back to my mentor before he returns from the market, so you must be fast as the wind.
oh my.
What is that man thinking?
That is great. I knew I could count on you, Master Altair. Here is what I learned from listening to the guards near the Dome of the Rock. They were talking about the man named Talal. They said he has many loyal followers, all of whom will readily give their lives for the man. If their master is in danger, they are sure to intervene, giving Talal time to escape. That is all I know. I hope my small contribution will help.
My merchandise without fear.
He's going to cause trouble.
If the guard won't take action, it falls to us to do something.
What you propose is madness.
But necessary. How many more will we allow to go missing before the people take a stand?
It does not affect us.
Not yet. But if we continue to do nothing, it will.
And what do you propose?
I've watched the man. Learned everything there is to know about his operation. It's all here on a map I've made. He inspects his stock every day at the same time. This is when I'll strike.
So you have a piece of paper. It won't save you when you're discovered. Won't shield you from their swords and arrows.
If all goes well, it won't come to that. Anyway, it's a risk I'll have to take. Wish me luck, my friend.
Indeed. You'll need it.
Found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must resist. We must push back. I stand before you to deliver a warning.
Today only, I decided to reduce my intellect.
I stand before you to deliver a warning. Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem next. We must end this.
My family
It has
is
a chance to begin.
It was better to
That
point
city
at
is
the
ours,
spring.
has always been ours. And it is our duty to defend it until death. The Crusaders must be destroyed.
Leave, peasant, before I make you.
South comes the English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. And he tries to beat him. And he leaves. Pray that God, glory. First the Christian king and his army of infidels. They go against the will of God and must be made to pay. Everywhere they are, they need only suffering.
You are not supposed to be here. Leave. What is he doing?
spend your time teaching filth, blasphemy. Please, I've done nothing wrong. Why are you doing this? Teach your heresy elsewhere. Help! I need help! Please, anyone! Have your Infidel! Loose shell! God is on my side! He's not the last of them. I hope so. Still, best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness, young man. Be assured, I won't forget it. Done such a thing.
Go away.
He's a coward. If it wasn't for the money, I'd be long gone.
You're either stupid or blind. Maybe it's both.
How can you say that?
You didn't see what happened.
I saw well enough. Our caravan was attacked, and the first thing he did was flee.
No, he didn't run.
What are you talking about?
Do you forget what became of the men who attacked us?
Felled by our archers, thanks be to God.
Not our archers, him, alone.
So you're saying he saved us?
Yes, he headed for higher ground and used his bow to kill them.
I had no idea.
The man's a master archer. You do well to remember that.
Give up! You know it! I have everything you'll ever need.
Never finding anything useful at the other merchant stalls? That won't happen here.
My good people, your search has come to an end. I've anything anyone could possibly need.
Safety and peace, Altair. We live in harsh times, do we not? I am in an ocean of trouble. I had a mission to investigate some strange disappearances in the rich district, and Talal's men saw my face. My status is compromised. Would you be kind enough to eliminate them for me in exchange for the information you seek?
Yes, come. Let me show you everything I have. You won't find battle prizes anywhere. I have many things, too many
You don't
things.
understand. I have nothing. No, you don't understand.
Come see what I have to offer.
What? Who's done this? Tell me!
These are dark days indeed.
Heretics! Come back here!
I could have been hurt. He wasn't looking at all.
He's not here.
He
Let's
got
look
away.
somewhere else.
Let's go.
Yes, come. Could I interest you in some of my wares?
Safety and peace, Altair. We live in harsh times, do we not? I am in an ocean of trouble. I had a mission to investigate some strange disappearances in the rich district, and Talal's men saw my face. My status is compromised. Would you be kind enough to eliminate them for me in exchange for the information you seek?
My good people, your trouble will come to an end. I've anything anyone could possibly need.
Could you spare a few coins? A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins. Something?
Which is why you've come to me.
Altair, you're rid of the ones who knew me? Excellent. Here's what I learned about Talal. He's a powerful slaver who occupies an area north of town, near the Barbican. He pays a tribute to the city guards so he can operate in the shadows. But from what you showed me today, I'm sure he will share the same fate as the others. Thank you again, Altair.
Die, thief!
Stop it, please! You're hurting me!
There
Let
we go!
go!
I'll kill you for that! You're a death to the infidels!
Praise God, you've saved me! All the city will know of your sacrifice. Oh, please don't leave! Just a few coins, please.
Who saw what happened here? You have no business here. Leave. Turn back now.
Of you.
The English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Salahadin rides to meet him, that these barbar attacks might be avenged. Pray that
Malik.
Come to waste more of my time?
I found Talal. I'm ready to begin my mission.
That is for me to decide.
Very well. Here's what I know. He traffics in human lives, kidnapping Jerusalem citizens and selling them into slavery. His base is a warehouse located inside the Barbican, north of here. As we speak, he prepares a caravan for travel. I'll strike while he's inspecting his stock. If I can avoid his men, Talal himself should prove little challenge.
Little challenge? Listen to you. Such arrogance.
Are we finished? Are you satisfied with what I've learned?
No. But it will have to do. Rest, prepare, cry in the corner. Do whatever it is you do before a mission. Only make sure you do it quietly.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
My family.
Let me show you everything I have. I've much to sell.
No, you don't understand. I have nothing. No.
So comes the English king and his infidel army. Honey drives. That will cost you your life.
What now, slaver?
Do not call me that. I only wish to help them.
Help me!
You do no
Save me.
kindness imprisoning them like this.
Imprisoning them? I keep them safe, preparing them for the journey that lies ahead.
What journey? It is a life of servitude.
You know nothing. It was folly to even bring you here. To think that you might see and understand.
I understand well enough. Show yourself.
So you want to see the man who called you here?
You did not call me here. I came on my own.
Did you? Who unbarred the door? Cleared the path? Did you once raise your blade against a single man of mine, huh? No. All this I did for you. Step into the light then, and I will grant you one final favor. Now I stand before you. What is it you desire?
Come down here. Let us settle this with honor.
Why must it always come to violence? It seems I cannot help you, for you do not wish to help yourself. And I cannot allow my work to be threatened. You leave me no choice. You must die. This will teach you not to trespass.
Belki farkında değilsin ama hayatında kaybettin.
No more delays! Be done with him!
Use free running to escape from a fight when exposed.
This will teach you not to trespass. No more delays! We're done with him! Kill him already! What's wrong with you?
It is our duty to defend it until death.
Keep him away from me! Move! Be gone!
izin vermeyin.
Away with you! Away! Help! Gods! Help! Be gone! Move! Away with you! Away! Just let me be! Just let me be! Away with you! Away! Move!
Allah.
You've nowhere to run now. Share your secrets with me.
My part is plain. The Brotherhood is not so weak that my death will stop its work.
What Brotherhood?
Al-Mu'alim is not the only one with designs upon the Holy Land. And that's all you'll have from me.
Then we are finished. Beg forgiveness from your god.
He's long abandoned us. long abandoned the men and women I took into my arms.
What do you mean?
Beggars, whores, addicts, lepers. Do they strike you as proper slaves? Unfit for even the most menial tasks? No. I took them not to sell, but to save. And yet you'd kill us all. For no other reason than it was asked of you.
No. You profit from the war. From lives lost and broken.
Yes, you would think that, ignorant as you are. Wall off your mind, eh? They say it's what your kind do best. Do you see the irony in all this? No, not yet, it seems. But you will.
Probably ran to some other part of the city.
Let's head back. Altair! Wonderful to see you return to us. And how fared the mission?
The deed is done. Talal is dead.
Oh, I know. In fact, the entire city knows! Have you forgotten the meaning of subtlety?
A skilled assassin ensures his work is noticed by the many.
No! A skilled assassin maintains control of his environment.
We can argue the details all you'd like, Malik. But the fact remains I've accomplished the task set to me by Al-Muallim.
Go then. Return to the old man. Let us see with whom he sides.
You and I are on the same side, Malik.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Damn it! What's the problem now?
I'm getting weird temperature readings. I think the Animus is overheating.
Christ, it's always something! How long?
Too soon to tell.
These delays are unacceptable, Miss Stillman. I want progress reports every hour.
It's gonna be a while, Desmond. Why don't you go lie down or something? Get some rest.
Why is he always yelling at you? It's his machine.
His theories. He's not the one who built it.
Who did? You?
No. Abstergo has a team of engineers. Not much they don't have. But I did oversee the assembly. Guess that's why he gets so angry with me.
He's a dick.
He's under a lot of pressure. We all are.
Can't believe you're defending the guy.
Warren saved my life, so if he wants to yell a little, let him.
What do you mean he saved your life?
You're not the only one who doesn't get to go home at night.
Wait, are you saying you're a prisoner?
When they first approached me, I was finishing up my PhD. The university had made it clear I had no future there. They didn't like the subject of my doctorate, called it pseudoscience. Said keeping me on would discredit and embarrass them. It was the same everywhere. Other universities, companies I interviewed with. Pretty soon I was out of money and out of time. I was this close to waiting tables. Then I got a letter.
From Vidic?
He said he'd been following my career since undergrad, that he believed in my work and wanted to meet to discuss my future. You have no idea how good it felt to hear that. So I met with him. What did I have to lose?
And he offered you a job?
Yes, here at Abstergo, helping out on the Animus project. I'd have a chance to test my theories and prove the professors wrong. How could I turn that down?
Think I'm missing the part where you became a prisoner.
Sometimes I wonder if they weren't behind it all. If they manipulated events so that I'd get desperate. They can do that. They can do anything. I didn't think when I agreed to come here. They even told me I'd be trapped. For 6 months, a year max. Once the product launched, there'd be no need for secrecy anymore. But until then, I'd be a guest of the company. At least, that's what they said.
And when the Animus was ready?
They came in while I was sleeping. 3 guys. Guns. They dragged me out of bed. God. The worst part is I knew them. One guy, Richard, we ate lunch together sometimes. And now he was gonna... They were cracking jokes. I tried to pull away. He hit me. And that's when he told me I was going to die.
Christ, what did you do?
Nothing. I kept telling myself it wasn't real. And then Warren was there, shouting at them to get away from me. And they listened.
Jesus.
He's not a happy man, Desmond. I wouldn't even say he's a good man, but he saved my life. They never came for me again, and he promised they never would.
You're still stuck here working for these nut jobs.
But I'm alive. Anyway, I really do need to get the Animus repaired. I'll see you tomorrow, Desmond.
What the hell? Someone's been in here. Looks like some kind of access code.
Rise and shine. We've got quite a day ahead of us.
You're in a good mood this morning.
Miss Stillman has made some modifications to the Animus. You should be able to remain inside even longer now.
And help you with your treasure hunt.
This is serious business, Mr. Miles. I don't think you fully appreciate the work that Abstergo does.
Maybe because I don't actually know what you people do.
We change the world. Every day, in 100 different ways. Did you know that nearly every single breakthrough of the past millennia, be it medical, mechanical, or philosophical, has come from Abstergo or its predecessors?
That's a bold claim, Doc. Think you might be exaggerating a bit?
Not in the slightest. Oh, we certainly don't take the credit. That would arouse far too much suspicion. We choose our beneficiaries with great care.
Why?
Isn't it obvious? It means we're in control.
But how? What makes you guys so special, so smart? That you happen to invent all these things while us mere mortals stumble around like idiots?
To be fair, we don't invent them. We find them.
Find them?
They're gifts, Mr. Miles. From those who came before. We'll have to continue this discussion later. Time's wasting.
Morning, Desmond.
Yeah. Hi.